Hi, everybody. This is episode 34 of Podcast On. And we're here today to chat a little bit about Christmas.
Christmas.
Right?
And our friends Arne and Carlos, Guyul.
And what was that?
That was Merry Christmas.
Oh.
På norsk.
Ooh.
In Norwegian.
In Norwegian. There you go. We've been learning a little Norwegian. Cynthia's been learning the good words. I've been learning the bad words.
Oh, Barb is so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Anyways, welcome to our podcast. I'm Barb. This is my sister,
Cynthia.
Cynthia. We own a little yarn shop called River City Yarns in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we're here today to share some new stuff with you.
So it's been a busy time this month. November is our ramp up to Christmas. In December, we don't do as many workshops because we take a few days off to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
And so in November, we do quite a bit of Christmassy kind of workshop things. Yeah. We're also sending out our
Advent box.
Our Advent boxes.
So the Advent boxes have all been shipped now, unless maybe you just ordered one. But they should all be winging their way to you. In fact, I've gotten a few emails, Cynthia, from people who said, I've got mine.
And they're saying, I can't wait to open it up. I don't know if I can wait till December 1st.
I know. That's the hard part, right? Is how do you kind of like pace it out? Put it somewhere where you don't really see it until
Is that
December.
What you do?
Yeah.
Do you hide it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I'd just be all over it.
I give things to my husband. He's very good at hiding things.
Oh, is he? He's quite clever that way. Well, remember Mum, too? She always used to hide our stuff. She picked the closet in the hallway, the very top of it, as a good hiding place, but I knew about that.
It wasn't a great hiding place because you knew about it.
Exactly, yeah. But then, when Christmas came, it was kind of a bit of a spoiler because you knew what you were going to get, right?
You peeked, didn't you?
Well,
I never did that. I was the good kid.
So if you guys want to be surprised, don't peek. If you don't care, go for it. Just don't put it on social media.
No spoilers for those who are waiting.
But it is a lot of fun. I mean, when December 1 finally rolls around and you get to open up a little package, and then the next day another one. And I think this year is going to be a real special year.
Yeah.
That we've got some really, kind of interesting things that people are going to love.
And those who didn't get one and who missed out, they can send an email to us, info@rivercityyarns.com,
That's right.
and we'll put you on our notification list for next year. That way you can get in when it's early.
Yeah. I already have lots of people on the list for next year.
Yeah.
We went out in last month's newsletter. And so we'll put that in our newsletter again. And if you don't get our newsletter, sign up.
Subscribe.
Because really that's the best way to find out what's going on.
Right. So tell everybody how to subscribe.
Yeah. You just go down, you go to our website, rivercityyarns.com, and at the bottom of every single page, there's a little sentence there, a blurb that says, if you'd like to sign up for the Yarn Bird, click here. And that'll take you right to a sign-up page where you can sign up for our newsletter. We hope you do, because it's a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of things that I think not every store does.
Well, we get some good feedback. And I think, too, what people find really interesting about the newsletter is that we put links back to our online store. So if you don't live in Edmonton, there's still lots of things that are applicable for you. And then we also talk about our workshops and upcoming events. So again, if you don't live in Edmonton, there's still something coming on in the city that you'd like to take in. It's a good way to find out about it before.
And I know there's a few people that are following us from Australia and the UK.
Right.
We're working on getting international shipping too.
Ah, good.
So we hope for next year, for the Advent box, that we'll have the processes all worked out.
Right.
So if anybody wants to test us, send me an email.
That would be Barb at River City Yarns rather than info at River City Yarns.
Yeah. So that's something new too.
That sounds good. Okay, so speaking of international, we had two amazing guests visit us this month, and that was Arne and Carlos from Norway. And I'm still vibrating.
Are you still
with
vibrating?
The excitement. Yeah.
She's such a fangirl.
Well, my daughter and I went down to Seattle to see them. This was probably 4 years ago at the Nordic Heritage Museum, and we took a class with them. And that's, I think, that's when I, first met them, and I thought we got to get these folks to Edmonton. I got to share this wonderful duo with all of our friends here in Edmonton. And so I came home and kept saying to Barb, Barb, can we get Arne and Carlos?
We've tried it a couple of times. We even tried it through our links through Knit for Fun retreat.
Right.
It just never happened.
Right.
They're busy people, right? They just can't come at the whim.
But then you sent me an email and you said, Cynthia,
we have this opportunity. So our friends at Rowan, they sponsored Arne and Carlos to come and do a North American tour. And as soon as I heard about it, I knew you'd love it. And so I think I had my hand up first. I was the first one. And Arne and Carlos said too that we were the first ones to actually talk with them to respond. So we booked the dates. We made it happen. We worked really hard too, because you have to sell a lot of tickets to be able to pay for the event.
Just so, for those of you who may not understand all the intricacies around getting people like this here, it starts off with signing a contract. So we have to agree to fees and airfare and things like hotel accommodation and meals, which you have to feed your guests.
Yes.
That's important.
Of course.
And somebody said to me, well, but they'd have to eat if they were at home. Why don't they pay for their own food? And I said, well, they can't. They're not at home, right? You can't go to the grocery store and buy groceries.
Right.
You pretty much have to eat in a restaurant. So we have to pay for that.
It's one of the things that we do to create something special for Edmonton and for everyone else that comes here. So it's not something that we make a lot of money on. And I just want to,
Right. I know. I think, well, we've done this ourselves too. Like you go to see somebody and you count up all the people that are in the room and you multiply that by the price you paid for your ticket. And you forget about the things like having to pay for the audiovisual equipment and having to pay for the conference space and having to pay for the meals, not only for Arne and Carlos, but when we do the workshops at the hotel, we also have meals included, and so that comes off the ticket too.
Our thing is hoping that you'll come, you'll enjoy it, and you'll come to our shop and buy yarn and books and things like that. That's our contribution to it.
Right. Well, and you'll invest in your own learning. And I think that's really important too. For businesses like ours, we want you to invest in your knitting and your crochet skills so that you'll continue to be a customer for a long time. But also it's just the cachet of being able to sit in the same room with someone who's come from so far away and learning their skills. So that's what Arne and Carlos did.
Yes.
They taught classes, and in each class, no matter what it was, they said, listen, we're going to show you how to do this our way, the Norwegian way. They might have said the right way, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but we'd like to show it to you. And if it helps you in your knitting, then that's a good thing. And so they taught everyone how to do a Norwegian purl. They showed everyone how to do stranded color work the Norwegian way. And it was a big change.
Yeah,
I have to admit, for me, it was a big change because I've been doing lots of color knitting for a long time, and so breaking my habits, it's tough.
I did the purl the way that they do it. So I kind of was happy that it reinforced for me something that I already was doing.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So that was nice.
Yeah.
And they were so personable. They spent time with each and every person in the workshop. We set up the tables in a big U.
Yeah.
And they went around to every cluster of people and socialized and helped them with their knitting and diagnosed issues.
Yeah.
I was so happy to be able to sit in on the knitted balls class.
Right. I like the way they started out each class because they went around and they shook hands with each person and introduced themselves. Yeah. I think you were outside in the hallway texting, so you might have missed that.
I had to also do business and attend a workshop.
But yeah, I thought that was very charming, and I thought, what a great way to start workshops. So I'm going to do that too. Instead of just introducing myself, it's nice to just go around and shake everybody's hand and find out.
And this is another reason why we bring in lots of big names, because every time we learn something that we can transfer to our own workshops here, either a skill or a trait or just a simple little introduction technique. Right. That's so nice.
And I was very pleased that a lot of our instructors came into classes with ARNE and Carlos too, which is really nice.
Yeah, and I saw instructors from other shops too. So,
good.
Good. And big shout out to Joanne and all of her team.
Yes.
From
Joanne's Yarn Garden.
Yeah, Joe's Yarn Garden in Stony Plain, who made it in, we have tough weather here too, and it was snowing. And so
yes, and
thanks
also,
you guys for coming.
Carolyn and Dan Sommerfeld from Ancient Arts, they brought a pop-up shop, but they came to the lecture, and they also brought their team of designers with them too.
Yeah, and I don't think we have time this podcast to talk about Lasco, but I'm working on some samples for that, and we'll show that next time.
Perfect. Okay.
So watch us next issue.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, knitted balls.
Yeah. So I thought it would be really nice, today, in addition to talking about ARNE and Carlos, to talk about Rowan as well. And you're using the Rowan Alpaca Soft DK, which is now my new absolutely favorite yarn.
Well, did you see the sweaters that the guys had? Yeah.
Yes.
So we have this yarn, Alpaca Soft DK. I'd never had a chance to use it, and I started using it for this Christmas ball. I'm doing the one with the little squirrel on it.
That was a class?
Yeah. It's amazing. It's so cushy and so soft. This is going to make the best Christmas balls ever. And you have some of them too, right?
Yeah, I brought this one over. So I made this one before. This is Rowan Fine Tweed, which Rowan doesn't make anymore. But I think I'm going to redo this in Valley Tweed.
Well, I was just going to say Valley Tweed is kind of Rowan's transition into replacing the old fine tweed. Right.
And next episode I'll show off the vest that I finished in Rowan Valley Tweed. But yeah, this is one with the little cute Scandinavian heart on it.
Isn't this neat?
Yeah.
And the talk that ARNE and Carlos had too about the old folklore that they're bringing back, some of the Norwegian patterning.
Yeah.
That was so interesting.
Yeah.
This almost is probably this little star piece here is probably
this is
technique.
This is a little heart that's a little, it's a heart that the Scandinavians make out of folded paper. Oh. And it involves weaving as well as, and so this is the little motif on the side of this Christmas ball. So there's 55 balls in their book.
I was just going to say, we've got one here, right?
Yep. And so there's tons of patterns in there. And so this is just one of them. The squirrel is in here, and the little heart is in there. And
I flipped this last night, Cynthia. There's so many that I want to make.
I know.
Look at the little rocking horse.
Every year, I sit down on December 1st and say, I'm going to knit a ball a day, and then cover my tree with balls. And I usually get to about day 4, and then something happens, and I need to, But now I'm sort of thinking, well, if I make 4 a year in 3 years.
Well, sure.
Oh, wait. In 6 years.
You'll have 12.
I'd have 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah. And remember how funny it was? Carlos thought that ARNE had taken some glitters yarn and put it in his suitcase.
So, yes.
They use glitter yarn, too. And we happen to have a little stash of Christmas colors. And, it was hard to find. I had to source it from a lot of different areas anyways.
We had this nice little chat, ARNE and Carlos to Barb and Cynthia about who likes glitter and eyelash and who likes not glitter. And Carlos was saying to ARNE, put that down, it won't fit in the suitcase, which reminded me exactly of you and I when we travel. I'm saying, no, put that down. It's not going to fit in my suitcase because hers is already full.
So ARNE does like glitter, and we had a symbiotic moment. And look at this one too. Like there's one here with actual sequins sewn into it,
glued on.
Oh, glued on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even easier.
Glue them on afterwards.
Yeah. So we're going to be knitting up Christmas balls.
Yes.
Right.
And you're going to be very polite about it.
Oh yeah.
So this was the doll that I did when Jennifer and I went to ARNE CARLOS in Seattle. And this one is in the favorite designs.
Oh,
I was saying
yes.
I couldn't find the Knitted Dolls book anymore, but Barb noticed that there is a doll in the favorite designs
There
book.
is. In fact, this book, I think, was our top-selling book because it had a little bit of everything in it. It has the dolls, the balls. Sorry, I just have to say that Carlos has a whole bunch of ball jokes. He has like over 55 of them. And he wouldn't tell them to anybody. He mentioned
He was trying to be polite, and my sister was egging him on, trying to get him to tell jokes. And
I got a few out of them. But there's still 53 left that you have to tell me about.
Yeah, so this one has a little smattering of everything in it, and so it's if you were only going to get one book, this would be the good book to have. But I really encourage people to get a copy of the 55 Christmas balls, because then you've got all the balls.
That's
and
like
all the
Jolly
designs.
Wee Elves, right? Every year we make a few more Jolly Wee Elves too.
Right, yeah.
And to have a source book like this for the balls is perfect because you don't have to think so much. You can just follow a chart.
Correct. Yeah.
I love the way the charts are too. They start off with 2 stitches and then they increase and go up to back to 2.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to practice Carlos's increase technique. He has a special one and decrease in no time.
Yeah, exactly. They keep it simple. They don't make it overly complicated. So that's really nice. So we had a great visit with them. The classes were wonderful, and then we did a little interview here in the store with them. So we'll add that into. We'll
show that later.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you also did a Christmas ball. I think you were inspired after you went to see them, right? And you did one for our Advent box last year.
Oh, yes. So it's not an ARNE CARLOS Christmas ball.
No, it's your own interpretation.
Well, it's not the same ball. So I don't want anybody to think that I copied their ball.
No.
It's a totally different ball. Even the number of increases and stuff like that is different.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to show that?
Sure, yeah. So every year we put out this Advent box, and it comes with completely new projects. And so when that Advent box is done, the following year we put out the little projects in their in like little kits. So you can get projects from the previous year's Advent boxes.
Because we never plan to reuse them. There's always something new every year in the Advent box. So this is our way of recouping some of our design costs and sharing them with a larger audience.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. I thought having a Christmas ball would be really fun. And what I like about this one, again, it's designed to go in an Advent box. It needs to be something that you can do in a few hours and not be too complicated in terms of instructions. So this is a Christmas ornament ball that you can make by stranding the yarn on the outside. And so it's basically just woven as you knit. And so I think it's really fun.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant.
Yeah. And so this one's stuffed with a bit of wool. You can stuff it with, I've stuffed some with plastic bags. If you don't have anything on hand, you take a grocery bag and shove it inside your Christmas ball, and that works. So not that you can find grocery bags anymore. They're becoming a way of the past, which is good.
But this, you can tell it's wool. It's got a bounce to it.
It's nice
that
and
you don't
squishy.
have with.
Yep. And so we're going to put this out as a little kit in the store and online, and just takes a little bit of yarn and some instructions, and away you go. And then I also been working on Christmas stockings because we have a workshop that's really popular on Christmas stockings. So this is one from last year, and this is based on Cascade 220. It's a Cascade 220 pattern that we use and we teach in class. And we've been doing this pattern for several years. I love
the way you put this hot orange and red next to brown. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm doing a blanket right now too, out of stash.
In those colors?
Yeah. Those autumny colors.
Right.
Very nice.
Oh, good. So this is done in epic.
Oh,
yarn.
Lovely.
And this is leftover yarns that I had, and I'm doing 2 because I'm teaching the class. So one has a fold over hem, and one has a Latvian braid. So we teach using the Cascade 220 pattern, but we do lots of modifications to it. So this is a couple of the modifications that we do.
And people can learn that in the class. Yeah. This Latvian braid is really pretty, isn't it?
I like it, yeah. And if you want to learn how to do that, just type in Latvian braid, and there's lots of YouTube videos, and also written instructions are really good too.
And the fact that you've done it like in the round and as the top of the stocking, that's really nice.
Oh, thanks.
Because you get a nice finish on the edge too.
Yeah. I think it looks very Scandinavian, right?
It does.
Or Latvian.
And I missed it, but I just wanted to bring back your doll too, and just wondered if everyone noticed that the doll's hair is dyed purple underneath.
Well, it's so the idea behind making the doll is that you're supposed to make it look like you. So, and then you can be fanciful. So this doll has a lot more hair than I do.
I don't know. Do you think this looks like Cynthia?
We got to make one for you. And then we can do what ARNE and Carlos do. We can just have a picture of us as dolls.
Oh my gosh. I just love the clothes that you did too. And you've got to show those.
You just got shorts on?
Yes, look.
Matching shorts for sure.
Oh my God.
I mean, you're not dressed unless you have shorts on.
That's
really.
So cute.
It's winter here. You're going to have wool shorts on, right? Yeah.
So cute.
The things that ARNE and Carlos present in their books are very whimsical, and I love that. But if you're not into knitting tiny things, their stuff on sweaters and their slipper book is really good.
Yes, yeah, we have
felted slippers is really nice.
We still have a couple copies of this one. This one is a hard to find book. You just can't get it everywhere. And I didn't think I could get it, and I got it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys love making slippers, this one's really nice too. There's regular slippers, felted slippers, all kinds of slippers inside here.
I think they're all felted.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
To knit and to felt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great way to use up leftover worsted weight yarns. So this is a really good way of taking little bits and pieces, little leftover balls of yarn, and using them up, because the slippers are all are all very thick and warm.
This is the one I thought I saw. This one has a band sewn onto it.
Yeah, so they incorporate lots of Scandinavian elements into it. So they've taken some of that ribbon that you can buy to put on your steeped sweater, and they've sewn it onto the slippers too.
Right, and a lot of embellishment, like with little crocheted flowers. I didn't realize these were all felted.
Yeah,
this
so
one
super
looks
warm.
Wow. Oh, even better.
I have all their books.
Yeah.
And when they were here, they were here for 3 days, and I didn't think it would be, fair to bring this stack of 9 books in for them to sign.
Yeah.
So each day I brought in 2 books and left them out on the table.
Oh, nice. And they signed them for you.
They signed them for me.
And if you didn't get your book signed, don't worry, because we have a book plate coming. ARNE and Carlos signed one for us, and we're just getting it printed right now.
Yep. On a nice little sticker.
Yep. So ask us about that, and we'd be happy to give you one.
It says Strikkehilsen, ARNE and Carlos.
Okay, so translated means?
I think it means like knitted greetings or knitting greetings, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
They signed that in Sabrina's book that I gave to her too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so that's ARNE and Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
We'll probably think of more things that we should have said. Oh, I wish I would have told everybody about this or that. But that's it.
Yeah.
We're just au naturel.
Okay. Yeah.
Relax.
Forget shorturls and things.
Yeah, no, I'm all natural too.
We're all natural. Okay, ready?
All right. Okay, so Barb, this is so exciting.
I know.
We're here at the store.
How many months have we waited for this to happen?
Months, years.
I know.
Years.
Yeah.
I've been, just like hoping that you would get me ARNE and Carlos, and here they are.
I know, and it wasn't, due to any sort of, special, thing that I do.
Oh.
It's just, it was because of our relationship with Rowan.
Right.
And we tried. We actually, have a woman who works with us who gets us famous people to come here to the store, but she couldn't get you guys. And so when Rowan said to us,
What did she do?
she tried. She
did?
Yeah.
She didn't try hard enough. Then.
This is a long time ago, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It must be a very long
You guys were busy. You were really busy. You were doing something in Seattle at the Norwegian
The Nordic
or
Museum.
the Nordic Museum, and we just couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
So when Rowan came this last year and said, "Hey, these guys are doing a tour. Would you like to jump in on it?" Well,
Yeah.
I said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we said yes.
Right away.
Like right
No.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the very next day, Carlos, you emailed me.
Yeah, I remember. And you were I emailed all the people, all the places we were going to visit, every single one of them at the same time. And you guys were the first to answer. Like
See
that.
how keen we are? Yeah.
Yes, we're
You
in.
answered first, and then you said, "My sister deals with this stuff," and then you answered, and then
Very good memory.
Yeah, and then I had to ask Rowan. So the lady in Rowan, I had to ask her, "Is it normal that the yarn stores take so long time to answer? Because nobody else would answer us."
Oh, well,
Well, they did in the end. They did in the end. Oh yeah, sometimes we need to push them a little bit, but not you guys, because you were so quick.
yeah. This is our thing, right? We love to learn, and we love to, have people come, and our city is so great. They love to learn too. So it was an opportunity to bring you in and have you teach us something just a little different. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah. And so we're here today. We want to talk to you about your latest collection for Rowan. But we should also introduce, we've actually got a couple of staff members here with us today.
Who are wearing beautiful sweaters.
Yes. There's more staff members here. You can't see them because they're shy, but that's okay. We have Andrew and we have June, and they're wearing
Andrew's wearing his own sweater that he knit himself, right?
Very good.
Yes.
And the name of that, Andrew, just tell us a little bit.
Vidar.
Vidar.
Yes.
How do you say it?
Vidar.
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 Vidar. There you
Yeah,
go.
it's a
Jump
Norwegian.
We know it's hard.
Yeah. Does it mean anything? Is it a name?
It's a man's name.
Okay.
Very nice. And just give us, a sentence or two. How did you enjoy making that?
Oh, it's totally fun. Love the color work.
Yeah.
I started with the back because it's
Plain.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fun picking my own colors. So.
Very nice.
You did a beautiful job, Andrew.
Yeah.
Nice finishing work, too, may I add.
Good.
Okay, and tell us what June's wearing, you guys.
She's wearing a sweater that is called Knut.
Knut.
Knut. Knut. That's another Norwegian or Scandinavian man's name.
Right.
They all have
Nice.
Scandinavian men.
Well,
Well, it is a men's collection, right?
But
yeah.
it can be a woman's collection.
Yeah,
From
well,
this book,
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great on June.
Is there a female name that kind of goes along with Knut? Like, if you had a
Kari.
cute. What's that?
Kari.
Kari og Knut, maybe. I don't know.
Carly?
Kari.
Kari. Kari.
Oh,
But that's a man's name in Finland.
Yeah,
But
that's
in Norway,
true.
it's in Denmark and Sweden, it's a
Oh,
woman's
cool. So for tonight, June, you can be Kari.
Kari.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then what are you wearing, Carlos?
I'm wearing a sweater that I didn't knit myself.
Okay.
It's our design. It's called Vegard. And it's the same technique as Vidar. So you layer the colors on top of each other.
Yes. So this is a really cool way of doing intarsia.
Yeah.
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 It's easy if people are afraid of doing intarsia. It's a good way because you just add that thin yarn on top of the other yarn.
Right.
Right. So it's not replaced. You're not knitting it
No.
double-stranded. It's just adding it to.
You add it to the felted tweed.
Nice. I just finished your hat.
Yeah, you can see that.
I did one of these for a
Solveig.
workshop.
Solveig.
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 Yeah.
Yes. And in this one, you're doing color work, right? And you're changing.
Correct. So the star is double strand kid silk haze, and the background is single strand felted tweed.
Yeah.
It's nice with Rowan that you can mix the yarns. usually, like in Norway, traditionally you would use the same yarn, and usually it would be like a untreated, nice wool. But when you get to work with Rowan, you get to choose. I mean, there's a lot of yarns, and they go well with each other. I mean, the Kitzel case is very thin, but if it's double-stranded, it actually goes well with the felted tweed, and you create some nice texture as well, which we like.
And we also like that when you use that technique, the colors pop more. Because the kid silk colors are stronger than the felted tweed color.
They complement each other well.
We like that combination.
Yeah.
We like
Contrast.
if there's a contrast, we like to see it.
Right. And then you have a beautiful contrast on your sweater.
What am I wearing? I can't remember.
Torvald.
Okay. Torvald.
So tell us a little bit about this, because this sweater's different. I mean, oftentimes we'll see yokes.
Yeah.
Right?
We put it down because we felt that was more modern at the moment. If you look trend-wise, patterns seems to be a little bit lower.
Yeah.
And we like to work with proportion and balance. So kind of balancing patterns and working with fields of color that are nice on the eye, things that please the eye. Proportion is pattern placement. It's quite important.
And a little bit more modern also. Like if you always have the pattern up there, you've seen it many times.
Right. This is something very different.
So it's better to pull it down. At the moment, we feel.
Next year we'll probably do something.
Yeah, next year we put it around the head or something. You never know.
And there are a lot of, I'm not sure how you say it. Is it 8-leaf rose?
8-leaf roses.
8-leaf
Or
roses.
8 pointed stars. Or,
Yeah. So there's a lot of those in this collection.
In different ways, yes.
Yeah. And you've done, so tell us a little bit about the inspiration for these two sweaters, because the 8-leaf rose isn't complete on these ones.
The inspiration is like things we've seen when we walk in streets all over the world, when you have those boards where people are gluing up commercial or
Posters,
and then they get
and you rip them off.
Yes.
So you have that, how do you say, like it's going upplösning.
Yeah, it kind of disintegrates. And you have the graffiti and stuff like that. And then we thought that it could be cool to kind of do the pattern. So what we did was we were working on the charts, and then we kind of erased randomly
the rows.
in the chart.
I think it may be.
And then we placed the result onto the garment, and then we knitted that, or a sample, a swatch. Just to see what it looked like.
Yeah, I think also it was a little like a reaction on all the 8-leaf roses sweaters that is around, because there's a lot of designers, they put 8-leaf roses on things, and we just wanted to rip it off or do something with it.
Right.
So what kind of reaction did you get when you published that?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, people love it.
People love it.
Because it looks different. It looks edgy, and it's modern, and, like they haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
So that's always nice when you do something that is unexpected and fresh in a way.
Yeah. And then the sweater that June's wearing has just a portion of the 8-leaf rose, correct?
Yeah, this is
stacked.
But that is still a
This is the same as Arne's.
It's the same as this. The half 8-leaf rose.
The half 8-leaf rose in Norway is called the Hallingboard. It comes from Hallingdal.
Yeah.
And in her case, it's turned upside down, and then it kind of radiates from the neck.
Right.
Like this.
So it's kind of growing as it goes.
Yeah, and it's fragments of Norwegian patterns.
I love that sweater too, where you've taken one of the Norwegian patterns and it's like you've blown it up.
Yeah,
The whole front of the sweater
that's
is
in
that
this
in this book?
collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's really nice.
I know. It's kind of lovely, isn't it, to have a whole new look, a new approach to Norwegian.
I think we had to do it because, like, since we're from a culture with a lot of these patterns, if you just do the same thing over and over and over, and it gets boring after a while. So you have to try to find a new way to use it to make it more interesting, even more interesting for us. Because if not, if we just do the same thing over and over, it's boring.
Yeah.
Like for this one, on this one, it's kind of a traditional 8-leaf rose again, all over, which you can find in a lot of sweaters.
Yeah.
If we just did the 8-leaf rose it would have been a little bit. Oh, we've seen that before.
Right.
But by purling every time two colors meet, you get this relief,
This texture.
So pretty. It's hard to see when you look at it from far away, but when you're seeing it up close, there's like a pearl row all the way around. There's sort of an outline, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an outline, and it looks a little bit like embroidery, or like it's sewn on.
Yes,
somehow.
yeah.
So what gave you the idea to do that? Were you just messing around with stitches?
messing around. I think that's what.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's like for this men's collection, we like the idea of the variations of the 8-leaf rose and all the things that you can do with it. So it's kind of like, these, if like in classical music, you have the composers that do like the variations on the theme. And that's kind of like what we thought we'd do with this collection. It was just do all these different variations on 8-leaf rose to see what we can get out of that. So it's nice exercise in creativity.
Yeah, it's kind of an exercise also, because a lot of designers, when they do collections, they do like one piece that it stands alone, and that's not a collection.
Right.
There should be a link to something. You can have one theme, 2 themes, 3 themes, but there should be a link. You can't have just one piece that is
The main,
alone, and then another one which is totally different.
Right.
Actually, then you actually use all your ideas in one project.
Yeah.
If you work more on one idea, it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this collection, you're mostly using felted tweed and kid silk haze, I believe. And in the Rowan men's collection, you're using felted tweed, kid silk haze, and
alpaca soft
Yeah.
decay.
Yeah. What did you think of the alpaca soft decay?
We like the alpaca soft decay, especially the colors are very beautiful. There's another sweater here. It's actually on the cover, but you can't really see it. But it's also got the 8-leaf rose idea, like an intarsia, and the color is here.
See, it's another one of those really big ones.
And the
Love that.
color is really, really beautiful. This blue is just incredibly beautiful.
Right.
We're sold out of that. That was the first color to sell
I can
out.
imagine, yeah. And then the same with this red here. This I think it's called teal rose or something. It's just very, very nice. And we the first time we actually worked with these was for the Rowan's Ruby collection.
Right.
We did a sweater and a cowl in that blue and this red and this dye. I mean, I don't know why, but this yarn just takes the colors so well.
nice.
All the colors in that series are really beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is the same mix as we worked with when we worked in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Because we had also the 70-30 mix.
So it's 70 merino, 30 alpaca.
30 alpaca. Because it's very good when you do color work. You still keep that
Lightness.
Crispness.
Yeah, and also like what we look for in Norwegian knitwear, that it's easy to do color work with. And if it was more only alpaca, it will probably sag.
Right.
You will have it around your
Too
knees.
soft.
The merino is a little bit, it's got a little bit of bounce to it.
Yeah.
And maybe it seems to me that the spin on this one is a little rounder.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know, that it's,
You mentioned when you worked in the fashion industry, and I was just wondering if you could just give us a little bit of history, because you guys haven't always been knitwear designers.
No, we started in the fashion world in
2002.
2002.
Yeah, and at the time we had an independent brand. We were doing ready-to-wear, like clothing, dresses, blouses, everything,
And woven fabric.
and only women's wear. And
Were you sewing?
Yeah.
Well,
first
at
collection.
the beginning, the samples and everything, until we had the production facilities. And after that, they did all that work for us. And from there on, we decided to specialize in knitwear, which we did for several years, designing high-end knitwear and manufacturing it in Peru.
So we worked with, we had one collection with Comme des Garçons in Japan. Actually, they're all over, but Rei Kawakubo, who has
Very
the
influential
Do you
Japanese
know
designer.
that?
Yes, Comme des Garçons.
Comme des
C'est
Garçons.
Junya Watanabe.
Yes. Yeah.
So we did a collection with her, and
It's very high-end, very conceptual, she's one of the most influential designers of this time. So it was quite interesting working with her. She's a recluse, and you don't actually get to talk to her directly. You talk through her people. But still, there's an interesting kind of collaboration there. It's very organic in a way.
It was very interesting because, and then we also did a collection for Urban Outfitters for America,
Canada,
USA, and Canada.
Oh, what did you design for Urban Outfitters?
Capsule collection. Under our brand.
Knitwear collection with our name, Norwegian inspired.
Wow. So a capsule to me means several pieces that all go together.
Yeah, and they're all under our own name. So they're 4 Urban Outfitters by ARNE CARLOS.
The same with Comme des Garçons. It was Comme des Garçons, ARNE CARLOS on the labels.
Wow. Cool.
So that's why they're so particular about the way that we spell their name.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah, you heard that.
It was yes. So we made sure that everything every time we were using your name as a brand, it was capitalized. And,
because that's our logo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's also a way to make us different from the persons. So if it's the brand, it's capital letters and it's ARNE and CARLOS with the and if it's not, then it's Carlos and Arne with small letters.
Our friends call us Carlos and Arne
to separate us.
Yes, yeah.
Because he's always emailing and answering telephones.
Yes.
So people have contact with Carlos.
Yes. Well, I know
People
in some
don't
of
have
my replies,
I'm like Greta.
I wanted to say, "Oh, hi, Carlos," and then and Arne.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
You see?
Does anybody ever mix you up?
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens.
Some people think we're brothers or twins. Also.
Twins.
I don't know. We don't that.
We have the same glasses. That's why, or similar. No, they do mix us up. Or they call me Arne, and then sorry, I mean Carlos. So it's like when you have 2 kids and they fight, and you get upset, right? And you yell at one of them and you use the other kid's name. It's kind of like that, but nobody is usually upset with us. So.
But sometimes, like if we go to a place and there's only one of us, then you can be very
anonymous.
Oh yeah.
But if both of us are coming into a room, then they see it.
Yes.
So they have to see the 2 of us.
Together.
Well,
together.
I think in the previous lecture that I saw with you guys, you pointed out that on the cover of your books, it'll say Arne and Carlos, but when you're photographed, it's always Carlos and Arne.
Well, except the time when I had the flu.
Okay.
And then I didn't know where to stand or sit, and then I actually ended up sitting right under my name. And then the other time, the one when it was so cold.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, because that's for our favorite books. It was so cold.
Yeah, the favorite designs.
And the photographer wanted to have the picture in the door.
Outside?
Into our house.
Oh.
And I was ready early, so I just went out.
But I needed to get some help with my hair.
And they took forever.
I understand how that is.
You see, he has
for the photo shoot.
Yeah.
No, but I mean for the photo shoot, I needed help to get my hair done, and Arne was just standing there.
I just do this.
Cold, and
I had like a bad hair
because
here.
My hair wasn't drying the way it was supposed to.
It
So.
doesn't take long to style me. So I was out early. So that's
So
why
I know, but in the end, I just had to say, okay, it's enough, and then I walked out, and then it's like,
and then I was
like,
blue.
just take the bloody picture, and then and then I was just standing behind him, and
freezing my ass. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
We'll bleep that little part.
No, we're from Norway. We don't
bleep.
You don't bleep. No.
No. I think
This is tame. I mean,
right. You should hear Barb when we're not on camera.
Yeah.
Not on camera or on camera?
Not on camera.
Not on camera.
Sometimes when we do workshops, we also teach people to swear the Norwegian way. They knit the Norwegian way.
Could you teach us a swear word?
Not here, no.
It's so strong.
Oh,
we'll
come
do that
on.
off camera.
Off camera. Because the swearing
That's like that. That's teasing, though, because you guys said that you were going to tell us a ball joke. You know, that you had 55 of them.
Yeah, but that's
and you
not until tomorrow.
You didn't tell any.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow during yes.
Well, I have to wait for everything.
So we've had half the workshops, and we have 2 more that are coming up tomorrow.
I get to go tomorrow, right?
Yes.
For the
you get to
balls
go.
or the birds?
Both.
For both?
So we'll
I signed up for the knitted balls.
So we'll do the balls jokes tomorrow then.
Okay.
Then we can put some swearing in there.
Yeah.
Teach me a Norwegian swear word.
But we don't
Not
have.
now.
No,
we don't
no,
have
but
like one
tomorrow.
word. We have
Oh, you have several.
No, sentences.
no.
Yeah.
We like
Sentences.
to describe what we're gonna do, or
All right.
the
Okay.
English swearing is always for kids.
I'm
right,
up for
right.
that.
So English swearing is more about scatological humor. We talk about, well, anyway,
But sometimes
and
it's
when-
like so short. It's like,
right. And when the French swear, it's always about religion,
oh yeah,
right? So
Actually,
when,
the Scandinavians too.
is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
well,
but not only.
it's about religion or what they're going to do to you because you weren't behaving well. You know,
Okay.
it's either or.
So you
Tomorrow,
better behave
tomorrow, tomorrow.
Or misbehave, and then we'll.
Misbehave.
Don't tell her to misbehave.
She looks like she
Oh,
can.
boy.
She
We
can
had
misbehave.
Yes, we had a great day today. I learned how to do a Norwegian purl, so that was really
How
instructive.
fast did it go for you?
Yeah, I thought it went okay. Yeah, it was. I think it's very logical. Once you remember not to try and pull the yarn forward before you put the needle in.
It's funny because people freak out. You show it to them, like you show it the one time, and then they just completely freak out. It's like they look at you like you're asking them to walk on water or something.
Yeah.
I
And then when they do
honestly
it-
thought that that's how Cynthia would react too, because she has a few issues with control.
Yeah.
So
But it's funny because you
Well,
know
it doesn't work on us.
You can't control these guys.
No,
no,
it doesn't work.
no.
But
now
then,
that
but
is-
then they get it once they kind of do it twice or three times. They go, "Oh yeah."
And I think, and also when they actually realize they can knit with even tension, then
Right.
they're like, "Wow."
That
Like,
probably
did
takes
I-
a while though.
Yeah, because people are used.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
having
They need
uneven
to
tension.
they need to practice a little bit before they. But it starts quite quickly, the tension to become even when you do it that way.
Yeah, and they're like
But-
almost shocked that they can do it just by changing the way they hold the yarn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is cool.
Well, those needles have a little bit to do with it too, though, right?
Yeah, they're good
Prim
for,
needles?
especially
Yeah.
for purling. If you have never purled the Norwegian
They're great
way,
for purling.
it's really
We had
good.
a couple customers came back to the store after your class, and they said it made night and day difference for them to change out and to use the needles with the little
Yeah.
bulb.
But
on
that's
so
a
easy
good
to grab
that's a
up
good
the yarn.
pointer. I mean, for anybody that wants to knit or work in a store, or I mean, the tools are also important.
Yes.
So there's always the right needle for the right yarn for the
Yes.
right project. So probably if you're doing like something in lace, that needle wouldn't work if you need a sharp
Right.
tip, right?
Or
So-
something really slick and smooth.
Yeah. So you couldn't do it with that, but
But like when we do small things, like tiny birds or stuff, we use metal. Because we want them tight,
Right.
so you don't see the filling. But then
Right.
again, when you knit the Norwegian style, it's not a problem because we don't have that. It's not a huge problem with the needles slipping out
Right.
because it's in the way you hold the yarn and the needles,
Right.
Do you knit every day
almost, or I crochet.
or crochet? How about you?
not almost every day.
Yes.
I feel like I have to do it just to relax. You know, when I get home, it doesn't feel like the day's complete unless I've had a row or two.
Yeah. I do. Like, at home, I
Well,
always do.
otherwise he falls asleep.
If we're going to see something on TV or Netflix or something, I need to have something in my hands. If not, I fall asleep because I wake up so early.
Yeah.
So I
Have you
have a
ever-
lot of yarn next to the.
Have you ever fallen asleep and knit at the
Yeah.
same time? Me
yeah.
too. My husband makes fun of me all the time.
Actually, I think I haven't been knitting while I've slept because
Yes.
you fall asleep and the hands are working, and then you wake up and you look, what have I done? So
Just quickly tell the story about when you were a kid.
yeah, because like when I made all my sweaters when I was a kid, and when you started a new project, you were like so eager to finish it, and then my parents said you should stop knitting and go to bed because you're going to school tomorrow. So what I did then was I memorized the rhythm of the pattern. Because that's
Okay, like
easy.
knit two, purl two.
Oh no,
or-
the rhythm
color work.
of a color work.
color
One
work.
black,
one black.
one black, three white, one black.
Because there's always a rhythm in it. And
Yes.
if you remember the rhythm, you can do that in dark. So then they turned off
New
the light, and I
challenge.
went to bed, and I was knitting in the dark because I had that rhythm. And when you have the one yarn there and you throw in the other one,
So next
a rhythm.
competition,
Oh,
we turn out the
knitting in
light.
the- okay,
we
we
do
knit in the
color work
dark.
in the dark.
Okay, I will beat you at that.
Oh, it's
But all
fun.
patterns has a rhythm. You just have to learn it. It's music.
There was another book that just got written, like sequence knitting was all about that too. You know, you take your rhythm and you keep on going. Yeah. That's very cool.
So lastly, Barb, I have to tell you, in the last class today, we were doing color work. Arne and Carlos just blew everybody's minds,
Why?
Including yours.
including mine. I had to say, okay, so just to clarify, you're saying
That sounds like you. You would do that.
Yeah. She was. I think she was really.
So we were saying everything that against or everything opposite of what people were taught.
right.
But
Is
that's
that which one are you talking about?
the color work.
So dropping the yarns.
Yeah.
So we've all, I pick up the yarns with my pinkies and run them through my fingers, and Arna's saying, no, don't do that. That's the time waster. And it's
I
gonna,
don't know.
Time waster, but it's also harder for your hands.
it's gonna wreck your tension, right? What did you say?
You should see when we have knitting cruises in Norway, and there's always a few Norwegians there, and they're looking at people from other countries. They say,
You're like, what are they doing?
yeah, they wrap the yarn on that,
knitting.
and there's like yarn on both fingers, and they do this and that, and they say, what are they doing? And it's like,
That's not knitting.
that's not knitting. And then they say, you travel all over the world. Why don't you learn them? Teach them to knit properly.
The right way.
The right way, because that is, because you know that it's so much work.
Yes.
And it doesn't do anything for the tension.
Yes. So they were basically saying, just hold the yarn under your hands against the needles.
Yeah.
And, pick up the yarn and make a knit stitch, and pick up the yarn and make a knit stitch, and,
Or a purl stitch.
No, you don't pick. You pick one yarn from the finger and throw in the other one when you need it.
Yes.
Ah,
And
okay.
then let it go.
And let it go. And then if the one you throw
See,
in.
that's the thing that you'd have the problem with.
Yes. Well,
Those
and then,
3 words.
Let it go. So you'll never
encourage
be like Elsa.
I will. I'm convinced I can do it.
But people tell us, like, if they get into the Norwegian style of knitting, they say that it's so much more relaxing.
It's quicker too.
And it's so much quicker.
And it's actually better for your muscles because we're telling people to actually relax their hands.
Because you relax. It's not.
I really like
It's not
that.
rocket science.
that
Is
idea.
that what you call it?
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. You just pull the yarn through that stitch, and you don't have to do a lot of circus thing to get that yarn through the stitch. You just pick it up from the finger.
But
and
it's
there you
funny
go.
though. I mean, if you've never done it our way, and then we're teaching you, it's funny how that finger keeps
Yeah, the
just
finger
going
go
up,
up.
up. And we're like finger down. It's like, and then they just go up.
Put that
finger
finger
down.
down.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's,
those
you need to have a
are-
big poster that you carry around with you when you teach, and you could just
Carlos is teaching
Finger
them how
down.
to grab things. It's like
know
when-
how to grab their knitting.
Yeah, because like when you knit, people forget how to grab things. Like normally you grab with these two, but
Or you grab,
when it
you
comes
know.
to knitting, then it's these two. It's like why?
Yes.
Why don't you use that one?
Yes.
yeah.
So I want to say thank you for coming, and
Thank you for having us.
thank you for teaching me new things.
Sorry for.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
No, it's always good. It's always good, and I will pass it along to our customers too. Yeah. So it's very nice to have you here.
And tomorrow is your turn.
Tomorrow's my turn. I'm very excited about being there. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So-
And thanks, Andrew and June, for joining us.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So till next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to put a pitch in. They have a wonderful cruise
They
in
do.
Norway.
More than one.
More than one, I know. But we might have to check that out.
We
I'm
might.
just saying.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
I
I
heard
think
there's
you
a new
should.
one opening up in September.
There is.
Yeah,
And
bring
then-
your knitters and come.
We might even get on their VIP list.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
if you're
yeah,
lucky.
They have a VIP list?
Yeah.
For the
We
people.
have to be on that.
It's only for people we meet if we like them.
So if Carlos swears at you in class tomorrow,
Yeah,
So
if you
if
behave in
Carlos
class,
doesn't
then
bring up
you're
the red
end up
book,
on
it's
the-
because he didn't like someone in the class. No, just kidding. Just Just kidding. We'd never do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, no, that would be so much fun. And yes, I'm sure we could.
Yeah, come join us in the cruise.
Okay, so September.
There'll be one in September and then again in March 2021.
Okay.
And that's not sold out.
And it's a good time.
No, they haven't been released yet.
That's why.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
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 All right.
Okay.
Tell me about Flash Mob this month.
Oh, flash mob.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we have 2 more flash mobs left in the Zodiac series.
Yes.
Yes. And this one is Sagittarius. And we got Caroline from Ancient Arts to dye Sagittarius for us. And we have 2 colorways.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We had a lot of interest in having 2 shades for flash mob. So Caroline took that inspiration and she dyed up some merino silk.
Oh.
So here's the first one. This is a sparkle.
Oh.
This is Sagittarius. Sorry, not a sparkle. This is
Speckle.
speckle. And this is for Sagittarius. It includes the little charm made by Brick Bubble. So everybody gets one of those. And you get this beautiful purple, creamy, speckled skein of merino silk.
Barb, this is so
I know,
soft.
I know. Remember Cindy Hallam made her skirt out of merino silk?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is 25% silk, 75% fine merino.
An Anne Bud skirt.
Yeah. Well, wait till you see the next shade.
Okay.
400 meters, 437 yards, 100 grams. So
Yes,
these are
so
fun. And if you're collecting the little charms, we still have some charm bracelets that you can put on them, or that you can get to put all your charms on. They're made by Carrie from A New Rain. And I love the way the bracelets are open and closed. They fit any wrist size, and they're made out of steel. They're very strong. You can put a bunch of charms on them.
And look at also again, this is a nice thing about this yarn is that each skein is individual and different.
Right. Yeah.
So if you were going to knit this into a skirt and you wanted it, you wanted to maximize the color, you should mix up the skeins. Knit a little bit with this one and a little bit
Yeah,
with
because
this one.
you can see right here, there's just a beautiful shock of green. And here there's one too, but it's less.
Right.
So, this is what happens with hand-painted yarn, right?
And this one has some too, but it's sort of hidden
Yes. Look at this.
inside the knot.
Almost turned burgundy pink.
Yeah.
Pretty.
So each skein is different. And,
Yeah.
And that's part of the
charm.
That's part of the charm of it. Yeah.
So this is Sagittarius. And then she made us a few of Archer. So this was another kind of idea where she took the purples from this and made a semi-solid for us.
Oh, so you say a few.
Yeah, we don't have as many of these. I think we have like 1/3 or something,
Okay.
or 1/4.
Okay.
Of
So
these.
they're all going out together on November the 20th.
Yep, it's first come, first serve. So
And can you order Sagittarius and Archer separately?
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can order either or both. Or you could order, 3 of these and 1 of these,
absolutely.
or 3 of these and 1 of those.
We're not judging what you buy.
But do buy it quickly because what
Yes.
happened last month?
Okay, last month we were sold out in like 2 days.
Yeah. It went up Sunday night, and
Very
by
fast.
Tuesday afternoon they were all gone.
And there was a lot of people sad, and I felt really bad that I didn't order more. But you don't know, right, what's going to happen.
Well, that's
So
the idea behind this. It's a flash mob. So flash, here
get
it
it
is.
while you can.
Mob it.
Yeah, it's
And-
so beautiful.
Yeah. And then this is really nice for the dyer because we're ordering a significant number of skeins. For an indie dyer, this is really nice because the order is quite large.
Yeah.
Right? And instead of doing 1s and 2s and 5s,
Well, this
you're
is
doing
kind of
50s.
our way, too, of helping people who have to do shows to make a living, too, right? This way, it's like doing a show. You kind of do a flash mob for us. But really what I think would be nice with this is to get 2 of these and 1 of these. Because this is a strong color. But imagine a shawl where you have the whole top of the wingspan in this.
and then the bottom in this, you know, or something like that. I think it would be.
And you need more of this because the bottom half is going to take more yarn.
Yeah, I think so. Or vice versa. You know, if you started at the top with this in a triangle and then you went wide at the bottom, you're going to either or.
Yeah, any way you do it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But a skirt.
You know, you got skirt on the brain.
I do. I've been wearing them recently because,
Yeah.
Anyway.
So tell us about what you're wearing. Because, this goes out on the 20th at 6 p.m. Again, sign up for our newsletter and we will send you a special reminder a little bit before so that you're waiting at your computer.
Yeah, so I pulled out something from my closet this morning that I haven't worn for a while. So this is Silk Rumple by Handmaiden.
Yeah.
And the pattern
yeah,
is,
let's see it.
It's Robbie's red silk neckerchief. So when we first got this...
Thank you, Robbie, by the way.
When we first got this yarn, we got it in red.
Yeah.
And we went to Gibson's Landing with our friend Robbie, and she was working on this design, and she got so many compliments on it.
Too,
I wrote it up, and we kind of published it, and it's sort of been that way ever since.
It's an asymmetrical piece. It's longer on one side than the other, and it's super simple. It's a very easy pattern that you can just whip up. Looks great in a yarn with a little bit of texture, like Silk Rumple. And I think you've even worn it as a shawl, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can. We've made it bigger too. So we've used other yarns to knit the same pattern, and sometimes we hold a bit of mohair with it. Sometimes we use a thicker yarn, so you can make it bigger. But I wore it today because it kind of goes with my hair.
Yes. Did you just get that redone?
And my earrings. That's what I do. Is I put my earrings on, and then I go rumbling through my shawls to see what will match my earrings.
There you go. That's a good way
and
to
my
do
hair.
it. Yeah.
And how about you? You look fuzzy today.
Yes, I knit up. We had a trunk show come to us from Handmaiden, and there was some beautiful cashmere in there.
Oh,
and I couldn't resist.
Cashmere? Oh my goodness.
This is two skeins, and they weren't the same. There was one that had a teal in it, and one that had a teal with a little bit of cream and almost caramel color to it.
Yeah.
And so I picked those two.
Okay.
And I think the bottom half was the teal and top was one or the other.
Did you add a strand of mohair to this? So that's how you managed to modulate the colors?
Yeah.
This feels amazing.
Oh, you guys, this is so soft.
If you wanted someone to hug you,
this pattern is church mouse shoulder cozy. So it's not a tough pattern to find.
Okay, I'll stop.
Oh.
I'll stop pretty soon. Pretty soon I'll stop.
Yeah. It is. It's very soft. Kid silk haze and anything is beautiful.
And so you just whipped this up?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Garter stitch. I mean, how easy is that?
Well, it's garter stitch in the round, though, isn't it? So how easy is that?
Well, you have to just put a marker in and just remember where to turn it. But after you've done it a few thousand times, it becomes pretty easy.
Oh, that's amazing. So I did bring one finished object.
Okay.
This is from quite a while ago. These are Barb's birthday socks that I made for her. But
oh my God.
It's a little bit past your birthday. So
look at those.
I finally finished them. I hope they're not too long.
No, they look like the perfect size. Oh, sometimes my socks that you make me are too small. Oh, look at this complaining. These are beautiful.
So this is a previous flash mob.
So doesn't this look like birthday cake icing? Like really?
Kind of does.
Oh my God.
Good. Well,
thank you.
You're so welcome.
This is the perfect week to get
so
these
nice.
two.
Yes, it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Baby, it's cold outside.
And we've been working hard and thank you. That's
You're
such
welcome.
a nice gift.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like them because I just finished them and blocked them, of course.
All right, I'll show these to you on our next podcast. Maybe.
Oh, that's what we should do on our next podcast. We should be sitting in front of a fireplace with our feet up, hey?
And a little
drinking eggnog. And
Norwegian.
Oh, aquavit.
Aquavit.
And grog.
Yes.
Yes.
And by then I'll have my accent down. I'll be able to swear at you in Norwegian.
The swears you learned weren't appropriate for me.
Oh, they weren't?
They were more appropriate for guys.
I don't know. There was one that said, hey, go throw yourself against a wall.
Well, that's true.
And that didn't seem to be too bad translated.
They did say that you can hear little old grandmothers in Norway saying things like that. We were talking about, how different countries have sort of different genres around swearing, Anyway.
Go throw yourself against the wall, I think is a great one. But I haven't quite got the accent down. There is something to Norwegian.
So when I was studying Norwegian,
right? Got any tips for me?
My prof said you have to make your voice go up and down. It's kind of like a song. So if you want to say how are you, it would be
how are you?
It's Hvordan har du det? So you have to go up. Hvordan har du det? And then you would say bara bra, tak.
Tuck.
Tuck.
What does
thank
tuck
you.
mean? Oh, thank you. See, there you go. Glad you tuned in to episode 34 because now you've just learned a little Norwegian.
There we go.
Courtesy to Cynthia.
God jul. Yeah, it's
great.
a very sing-songy kind of language.
I love that. I love that about it.
It's beautiful.
Do you think every episode you could teach us a new word in Norwegian? Because today we've learned net. Thank you.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
True. Yeah, it's a lot.
You would be proud of us, Arne and Carlos.
I'm sure they are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we're planning to go and see them, right?
Oh, we better sell a little bit more yarn.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think that's it for our episode today. I think we're done, right?
I think we are.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much
everyone.
for watching, everybody. Okay. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, wait. There's one more thing.
One more thing.
We need to invite people to leave a comment.
Oh, yes. That's right. Yes. So tell us what words you'd like Cynthia to teach you in Norwegian.
You always do this to me. Sure.
And if we don't know, we'll ask Arne and Carlos.
Okay. Sounds good. Bye, everybody.
See you.